This is Jonathan Agger of FIFA Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Tony Sims here at the Matchroom Gym. Tony, busy morning today, a lot of guys with dates. How's things going, first of all? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much.
Well, busy times. First of all, start with October 17th, York Hall. Two of your guys, Jimmy Sains and obviously George Liddard's headlining against Kieran Conway. How are they doing in camp so far?
Yeah, they've both been doing really well. Obviously, we've started camp this week. This is our first week of camp, and obviously they're back to training twice a day. So they're feeling the aches and pains this week, but you get a couple of weeks of feeling the aches and pains, and then they'll be flowing. So I think they're really looking forward to their opportunities for their title fights, and it'll be obviously a sold-out crowd at York Hall, Bethnal Green, come October the 17th.
I just spoke to Jim and he says you're going to have British, Commonwealth and English belts back in the gym. How do you sort of navigate that? Because obviously, you know, you're helping the careers of both of them. Like, do you say, like, this is the route we're going to do? We're going to make, say, 2 defences of the British title, then you're going to get a shot. Like, how do you manage that? Yeah,
like Jimmy's a year behind George in experience in professional boxing, so he's on English title level now. George is on British title level. Obviously, they have to both be victorious in their fights to come through. And then you just do it stage by stage, fight by fight. Obviously, I'd like to see George win the British, defend it, and then maybe move on to the European. Obviously, Jimmy will be behind him, like a year behind him. So I'd like to see Jimmy go in an English title route, fight for an eliminator for the British title, and get a couple of decent fights in 10 rounders before he goes for the British title. So they're both moving along really, really well at the right time, taking the right fights at the right time.
And obviously George fighting Kieran Conway. It's a fight that kind of been talked about for a while, but it is going to happen. October 17th, he's been in there with a lot of good guys. I guess the most experienced guy George has faced. How do you think their styles are going to match up?
Yeah, as you say, Kieran Conway's really experienced. He's been in with world level fighters. You know, he's a British champion, so I said to George, anyone when you fight for the British title is going to be a tough fight, because you're competing to be the champion of the whole of Great Britain. So that's a massive thing in itself, and it's going to be a tough fight. But I think George is ready for the fight.
I want to talk about Craig Richards. He's, telling me he really wants to get out. He named Michael Effort, I believe, the IBF #1 contender, as a guy who wants to fight. What do you think's next for Craig?
Yeah, Matchroom are saying they're going to do a big fight for Craig Richards next. So we're just waiting on them, really. Craig's ticking over in the gym, keeping himself in shape, and just waiting for the phone call when a big fight arises for Craig. Obviously, you don't want to tumble down and fight, opponents that don't mean anything to him. He wants to go forward, and he's at world level, so he needs world level fights, and I'm sure Matchroom are going to produce a big fight for him soon.
Moving on, Conor Benn, the rematch is confirmed with Eubank November 15th back at Tottenham. How are you feeling about the fight being announced?
Yeah, I've been waiting for the fight to be announced, and now we've got the date, November the 15th, and Conor's been ticking over as well. He's always ticking over, always training. But we start camp in September, and looking forward to doing the camp, and then the fight will be upon us before you know it, and obviously it's a big anticipated rematch. Everyone enjoyed the first fight, and I'm sure the second fight's going to be exciting as well.
What adjustments do you feel like Conor needs to make sure that he wins this rematch?
I just think there's a lot more in the locker that Conor Benn possesses, and obviously I see him in the gym day in, day out. I know what he's made of, and I just think he will make the adjustments to to win this fight in November. I believe that he can make the adjustments, and he will make the adjustments to become victorious.
We saw how Eubank fought, even though a lot of people saying before about the weight and the rehydration, but he still gave it everything he had and caused Conor problems. Do you think he's going to be as effective as he was in the first fight?
Listen, Eubank Jr. won't want to lose the fight, the same as his dad, and they got that fighting spirit in him. Obviously, Conor Benn don't want to lose the fight. He's like his dad. So you got two fighters that are both proud of their heritage, and they both don't want to lose. So you're going to see another great fight, and I just believe Conor Benn's got a lot more potential to come out of him, and I don't know whether we've seen the actual best of Eubank Jr., but you definitely ain't seen the best of Conor Benn, and I think come November we'll see the best of Conor Benn.
Johnny Fisher has joined the gym. Tell us how this sort of came about.
Yeah, I just got a phone call out of the blue, really, off of Johnny. I didn't realise he'd even split with Mark and Jimmy. Got a phone call out of the blue. I've known Johnny since before he was professional, actually. He used to come up at my gym and spar as a raw novice, and Mark and Jimmy Tibbs have done an unbelievable job with him. I mean, from what he was in the beginning to what he is now, they've done a great job. Obviously, Johnny wanted to move on, and he's been training with me for 4 or 5 weeks now, and we're just working on a lot of technical stuff. He's not fighting till December, so we've got a bit of time to gel together, and I'm pleased to be working with Johnny. He's a lovely man. He's still a baby in professional heavyweight terms. He's only 26 years old, so as an heavyweight, he's still a baby. So, get his next couple of fights, he needs to rebuild, and I'm sure he will, and his ambition is to be British champion, and I expect him to become that sometime next year. He's more than capable of becoming that.
What sort of opponent will you look at for December? Because obviously he's coming off a knockout loss. Is it a guy who's a name that we know of? Like who are you looking at?
Well, Matchroom will choose the opponent, and then the way it works is they choose 2 or 3 opponents and put them through to you, and then you kind of choose from there. But I expect it to be a rebuild opponent. Obviously you can't go and fight someone who won 1 and lost 20, but I expect it to be a decent opponent and a rebuild opponent, and get a bit of by the time December comes, get a little bit of rust off him as well, and he's working well in the gym. I'm pleased with what he's progressing.
I know it's been a while since you've had a heavyweight in the gym. What you enjoying that? I guess your hands are hurting a bit more. You did have Dempsey McKean, my bad.
Yeah.
But I guess your hands are a bit sore, right?
Yeah, we've just been working a lot of technical stuff, really, and we've just been working technical, and that's what I believe that he needs at the moment, and he's still got a lot of stuff to work through, and but I'm really pleased with what he's doing at the minute.
Good stuff. Lastly, Tony, tomorrow night in Riyadh, Itauma against Dillian Whyte. What's your thoughts on the fight? Who do you think is going to win it?
I think it's a really, really interesting fight, because you got the young gun in Moses who's knocked everyone out, and then you've got Dillian Whyte with his vast experience of fighting at world level. So it's the right fight for Moses at this stage, but it's still a really, really hard fight, and I really don't know what way it's going to go, to be honest. A lot of people are thinking that if Moses don't take him early within the first 4 or 5 rounds, it could get really difficult for him. But it's interesting, I'll be watching it, closely, and I know both them fighters really well, and they're both good people. Really respect both of them, and I just think it's going to be a really good fight.
When did you first come across Moses? Because there's always all these sparring stories and how he was turning up to gyms at 15 years old. Like, have you known him for years?
I knew him when he first turned pro, because he used to come and spar with Jordan Thompson over here. So that's how I knew him. But I think he'd only had one fight then, or 2 fights. So he was a novice, and obviously he's come on since then. And you know, he was good then, to be honest, but he's come on even more now, and he's a great prospect, and we're lucky to have the array of heavyweights in this country that we've got, because if you go back 20 odd years ago, it was all Americans that had all the best heavyweights. I mean, British heavyweights were looked upon by the Americans as just like tomato cans. That's how they used to see us. But now we rule the world in heavyweight boxing, and it's just a brilliant thing to be amongst them at this time, really.
If you were training Dillian for this fight, what would you be saying the game plan to beat Moses Itauma?
Well, obviously, Moses is a great distance fighter. His distance is fantastic. His balance is good on his feet. And his counter punching is good. So, you know, I think Dillian will know that he needs to get inside and rough him up, which he can do, Dillian. He can punch hard as well, especially with a left hook. And, you know, if you manage to sit on him tight and bring Moses into a war, which he's capable of doing, and it goes over a number of rounds, then, you know, you've got to give him a good chance of winning the fight. But obviously Moses is going to try and keep his boxing ability, his footwork going, and he's very accurate with his punching as well. He don't really miss much. So it's gonna be, as I say, a really interesting fight.
Cool, Tony. A lot going on for yourself over the next few months, which is good. And yeah, I'll see you some of the fights coming up. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Thank you.